We're back with Boston Mayor candidate Rob Consalvo in the OTR Pop Quiz. Question 3. Voters in Everett have approved the casino plan on the Mystic River by a 6-to-1 margin. What is the financial deal that casino mogul Steve Wynn has struck with Everett?
So how much money is part of his mitigation agreement? I'll take a guess based on the size of the town. $15 million.
$30 million in advance payments, $25 million annually if the casino is built.
I wasn't even close.
Steve Wynn has pledged to clean up the proposed Everett casino site. And the property that's why is the property contaminated? What was there?
Was it oil or gas tanks?
Monsanto Chemical Company. And finally,
we're gonna give you that one.
Yeah, we'll give you that one.
Because you gotta get one.
And finally, in the Aaron Hernandez murder case, what is the name of the Boston nightclub where authorities say that a dispute prompted the killing? Rumor. Rumor on Warrenton Street.
I'm home reading stories to my kids. I don't know about nightclubs.
You are out campaigning. That's right. What you are doing.
Rob, when you announced your candidacy, you said you have a proven record for innovation. Be more specific about what that means and how you plan to use some of those moving forward.
Very proud of my record on the City Council and being able to really use the City Council as a vehicle to bring innovation and ideas. I was the City Council who brought the ShotSpotter gun technology, acoustic gunshot technology to the city that is now capturing the sound of gunfire, sending the police on scene within minutes, if not seconds. We've reduced response time from 6 minutes to under a minute with ShotSpotter, and the stat that's most amazing is since ShotSpotter went live, 30% of all police response for shootings in the city did not have a 911 call. It was only ShotSpotter that sent to the scene. So I've been proud of the ShotSpotter technology. I authored a groundbreaking foreclosure law that is now being modeled in cities all over the country that holds big banks accountable for their abandoned properties in our city. Under my ordinance, they're required to register them with inspectional services. They're required to secure them and clean the properties up. They're required to do little things like shovel the snow in the wintertime so people can walk down the sidewalk. That is holding banks accountable, keeping neighborhoods clean and safe, has been modeled all over the city. And I'm proud of John's Law, a first-in-the-nation drunk driving law that keeps cars impounded in the city's toll lot for a minimum of 12 hours so that drunk drivers can't drive the same night they've been bailed out of jail, based on the case of Dave and John Elliott, who had been killed by a drunk driver who was arrested, bailed out of jail within the hours of arrest, went to the city's toll lot and got the car out, drove drunk for the second time in the night, killing Navy Ensign John Elliott. Real innovation, real ideas, real public policy initiatives making a difference in our city every day.
The next mayor of Boston will deal with the Boston Marathon next spring. Now, we've already gone past this 4th of July, but then the 4th of July obviously will be a year after that. So what do you do to make sure that the city is safe on marathon?
So it's a bunch of things. I think it's making sure that we have good open lines of communication between the Boston Police, the state police, the FBI, and our federal partners, whether it be Homeland Security or whatever the case may be. Communication is critical, so we're talking and information is shared so we know what's going on. Secondly, and you asked it earlier about it'll cost money, it's investing in manpower. That's why I answered the question the way I did. We need to make sure that the first responders, who were the real heroes that day, have the manpower that they need to do their jobs, both in their neighborhoods and at big events like that. So it's investing in police, fire, and EMS on manpower, making sure we're putting classes in, and investing in technology. We need to invest in technologies that help police, fire, and EMS do their job better, more efficiently, faster, and smarter.
We saw the benefit of that just in the wake of the horrible bombings. Within days, we had video, and every step of the way that the alleged suspects went. Commissioner Ed Davis, high profile during the marathon event. Would you keep him if you were the mayor of Boston?
I have said that I would keep him. I think he's had a steady hand of leadership, not just on the marathon bombing, which clearly he did a great job. And I do want to say that the men and women of the police, fire, and EMS did an incredible job too. But Commissioner Davis has had an incredible steady hand of leadership out in the neighborhoods on the bigger issues we face in our communities, whether it be gang or gun violence or drug violence, to even the smaller quality of life issues. He and I are in contact every day on issues in my district and citywide issues like ShotSpotter, for example. So I think it's important for that transition in January from the current mayor to the next mayor to have a steady hand of leadership in public safety, specifically in the police, given the nature of the things we're facing as a city now. Right. Not just terrorism, but crime in our neighborhoods and gang and gun violence.
Thank you for coming in this morning. We greatly appreciate it. And do enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. We greatly appreciate
you very much.
Rob Consalvo, who he mentioned September. There's a primary in September, so the grand field of the Boston mayor is going to be reduced to 2. He hopes to be one of the 2 that'll be running for the eventual office in November. Coming up next on OTR, our political roundtable. Stay with us.